started this week and it was not disappointing. The Mets had an up and down first few games of the season, but I expect that to shift to many ups coming soon. But I'm not here to talk about the Mets season, so let's get into how the Mets constructed their roster, a few surprise moves they made, and more injuries to this Mets veteran team. To start, I need to talk about the travesty that was the Mets not putting Baty on the roster. In spring, Baty was the Mets' best hitter. He was tied for the highest batting average and led on-base percentage and OPS. I was astounded he didn't make the team, with him doing great and Eduardo Escobar being horrible in spring. I also thought Mark Vientos would make the roster with his great spring, but I digress. Another surprising move that I actually agree with is the Mets designating Darren Ruff for assignment and selecting Tim Locastro for the roster. Tim Locastro is a Terrence Gore, Travis Jankowski-like player, and he will be great and needed speed to this Mets roster. I believe Darren Ruff will be released here soon, but for now I do agree with that decision. Speaking of the Mets roster, let's talk about who made it and didn't make it. In the bullpen, John Curtis, Steven Nagosic, Dennis Santana, Brooks Raley, David Robertson, Adam Ottavino, Drew Smith, and Tommy Hunter all made it. I agree with most of these decisions, and one player I'm really excited to see play on the Mets is Dennis Santana. If you all don't know, he has nasty stuff. In the rotation, Max Scherzer, David Peterson, Justin Verlander, Kodai Senga, and Carlos Carrasco also all made it. But unfortunately, another Mets pitcher has been injured, and now it is a very important one. Justin Verlander has been put on the 15-day injured list with a low-grade teres major strain. Verlander will take it slow over the next few weeks, but while he's gone, Tyler McGill will take his position. McGill was originally sent down to stay stretched out as a starter, but since the Mets have another injury, he will be called back up and made his season debut Saturday. Behind the plate, Omar Narvaez and Tomas Nido made the team to give Francisco Alvarez some more time in the minors to develop. I have no problem with this because I know that when Alvarez finally sticks in the majors, he's going to be amazing. In the infield, Luis Guillorme, Jeff McNeil, Eduardo Escobar, Pete Alonso, Daniel Vogelbach, and Francisco Lindor made the team. This is the exact same infield as last year, and I'd be very surprised if it was not the same. In the outfield, Mark Canha, Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, Tim Locastro, and Tommy Pham made the team. Believe me, I'm not big on Tommy Pham, but as long as he can produce, I will be fine with him on this roster. For more minor league depth, the Mets signed former Twin and Angel Dylan Bundy. Bundy is not great by any means, but he is fine as an 8 starter for more depth. I do get a weird feeling that the Mets will need Bundy at some point this year. It is now time for this day in Mets history. On Friday of last week, 2 years ago, the Mets signed the franchise shortstop Francisco Lindor to a record-breaking contract of 10 years at $341 million. This is the largest contract for a shortstop ever given out, and Lindor remains a staple in the Mets lineup to this day. Thank you all for watching this episode of Mets Weekly because I really appreciate it and it really helps me out. Please stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you all in the next video. LGM, and let's go Mets.